Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be talking about my top 15 favourite movies from the year 1994. Just one word: wow. This year is incredible. It's one of the best of the 90s, if not the best. It's just utterly insane the amount of quality we got looking back at 94. Yeah, putting this list together, I'm happy with it. The only thing is there was 15 slots. There was only so many I could put on the list. But yeah, that being said, it's just my list, just my personal favourite movies. Your list is going to be different, and so it should be. And yeah, these are all in accordance with the release dates from IMDb. They all have 94 against their name. And as always, I'm going to leave in the description box below a full list of honourable mentions that didn't make the cut for me, but I still enjoy them. So yeah, that being said, going to kick it off with number 15. So coming in at number 15 for me is a movie directed by Ben Stiller, and he has a supporting role in this film, and it is Reality Bites, also starring Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke. This is very much a generational film. It's about these characters who are, going into the real world after graduating from university, and again still finding things out about themselves, who they are, what they want to be, what they want to do, who they want to be with. I just loved it. I just thought it was wonderful, and I just really had a blast with it. Great soundtrack, great cast. Just a really, really fun film that I really enjoyed. Goes a little bit under the radar, this one, but it's worth checking out if you like those types of 90s coming of age, fun movies. So yeah, that is my number 15 pick, Reality Bites. So coming in at number 14 for me is Kevin Smith's Clerks. Not a movie I was a fan of the first time I watched it. I think it was because the movie's very dialogue heavy. But it was just went over my head a lot of it. Didn't really get what it was about. Was a bit disappointed with it. But on rewatch, actually sitting down and watching it and listening to it, it's a really solid film. Some hilarious moments. It's pretty much, about the day in the life of these clerks who work at this little store. And yeah, it's got great characters. It's well written. Introduced the world to Jay and Silent Bob as well. Yeah, it's just a really great black and white film. Not the only black and white film on this list, actually, but yeah, really, really good movie. Really enjoyed this one on rewatch. So yeah, that is my number 14 pick, Clerks. So coming in at number 13 for me is a Woody Allen movie, and that is Bullets Over Broadway, starring John Cusack. Yeah, I really love this movie. I thought it was so funny, so well written. John Cusack pretty much plays a playwright who's trying to get a stage production together, but in order to do so, he has to borrow money from the mob. The mob will only give him the money if the head mob, the boss of the mob, only if his girlfriend can take part in the production and have a leading role. He agrees, but the trouble is she can't act for shit. And he struggles from writer's block, and it's not going the way he wants. His vision isn't being executed. So funnily enough, her bodyguard is actually really good at coming up with scenarios and just coming out of ways to get him out of these jams he keeps hitting with his writing. And yeah, it's just a really odd scenario. Really great characters in this film as well. Jim Broadbent plays a hilarious role in this film, if you've not seen it. And yeah, just have a fantastic time with this one. So yeah, that is my number 13 pick, Bullets Over Broadway. So coming in at number 12 for me is Speed. Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock. Great cast. Also got a supporting role in there from Jeff Daniels and Dennis Hopper as the villain. What more could you ask? Great concept. We've all seen the film. The bus goes over a certain speed limit. If it slows down, the bomb on the bus will go off. And yeah, that's the movie. Really fun, entertaining, over the top, silly thriller / action movie. Dennis Hopper as well as the villain just is chewing the scenery. He's great villain with a vendetta. And yeah, Keanu Reeves really is suited in this movie for me. Sandra Bullock's great as well. Yeah, just a really fun action movie. That I enjoy. So yeah, that is my number 12 pick, Speed. So coming in at number 11 for me, just missing out on the top 10, is Jim Carrey, the first of 3 Jim Carrey movies on this list, what I like to call the Jim Carrey 94 trilogy, and that is The Mask. This is Jim Carrey sort of playing the straight man in this movie for a while, until he finds obviously the mask of Loki, which of course is the god of mischief. Puts on this mask and just becomes this absolutely insanely animated character, giving us the Jim Carrey that we all know and love. It's great to see him in kind of this dual role as Stanley Ipkiss and the Mask. Cameron Diaz is great in the movie as well. You've got some great villains in there. Milo the dog as well steals the show. If Jim Carrey's not your humour, you're not going to enjoy this film, but for me, I really dig it. I really dig the music in this film. It's so energized and energetic. It's just wonderful to listen to. It's so much fun. And yeah, it was Jim Carrey's year, 94. So yeah, really enjoy this one. So that's my number 11 pick, The Mask. So coming in at number 10 for me is another Jim Carrey film, and that is Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Really enjoy this film as well. A lot of fun. This is more Jim Carrey being energetic and, as like he always does. He has such, elastic expressions on his face. He's the pet detective who's really actually quite smart in this film. He outsmarts the police a couple of times, and he's just trying to find this kidnapped dolphin. And yeah, it's just got a really fun concept, this film. Courtney Cox is great as the love interest. Sean Young is great as the villain in this movie as well, who's got like a kind of a psycho background as to why she's doing this. She's gone a little bit insane over a sports game. But yeah, it's a really fun movie. Just really enjoy it. Jim Carrey is, again, firing at all pistons. It was his year. So yeah, that is my number 10 pick, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. So coming in at number 9 for me, we have Tim Burton's Ed Wood. A movie I did not like the first time I saw it. I just didn't really understand what the movie was going for, what the movie was about. And then years later, I watched a review of this movie by Red Letter Media, and the review just completely made me view the movie in a different light. So I went back, rewatched the film, and had a blast with it. I had no idea that Ed Wood was actually based on a real person. And yeah, this movie maker who made terrible movies, he had no money, and he just went out and made them anyway with what he could. Plan 9 from Outer Space being, I think, his most famous one, but it was just a fascinating story about this character, Ed Wood, who was a bit strange for the time. He just wasn't really accepted. He was a cross-dresser as well. And yeah, it was just a really interesting film. I love the characters in it. The supporting cast of this movie was great. Bill Murray, Martin Landau, Sarah Jessica Parker. It was just a really fun, interesting movie, and I just dug it. Second black and white film on this list as well. So yeah, just really enjoyed this one. So yeah, that is my number 9 pick, Ed Wood. So coming up next for me at number 8, we've got Brandon Lee in The Crow. Just what a fantastic revenge movie. Absolutely love the gothic aspect of this film. It's Eric Draven and his wife who have been evicted from their home but won't leave, so they end up being murdered. And Eric Draven's given the chance to come back to life and seek revenge against the people who wronged him. And it is just an amazing revenge movie. Absolutely love the look of this movie. Obviously, this is pretty much Brandon Lee's final role. He was tragically killed on set of this movie, which, you know, there's so many videos and documentaries you can find about it on YouTube. It was absolutely tragic for him to lose his life so young, pretty much mirroring his father as well, Bruce Lee. It's just an amazing movie, this one. I love the cast in it as well. Ernie Hudson, Michael Wincott, everyone's giving it their all in this film, and it's just a brilliant revenge movie. Absolutely love this one. So yeah, really awesome film. So yeah, coming in at number 8 for me, we have The Crow. So coming in at number 7 for me is a James Cameron movie, one of his most underrated movies in my opinion, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that is True Lies. Just what an entertaining spy espionage action movie. Really enjoy this one. It is pretty much Arnold Schwarzenegger pretty much plays a secret agent for the American government. His wife and his daughter have no idea about his job. And yeah, he's just got a lot of fun chemistry in this film with Jamie Lee Curtis, his wife. The two of them are amazing together, in my opinion. They just play off each other so well. Tom Arnold as his best friend in the movie as well is pretty funny. It's just another home run from James Cameron. It's one of his lesser talked about ones, but yeah, it's just a great fun, entertaining action movie. Arnie again brings, you know, the star power that he does, just absolutely shines in this film, and yeah, it's everything you'd expect from an Arnie film. So yeah, really enjoy this one. So yeah, that is my next pick, True Lies. So coming in at number 6 for me is Luc Besson's Leon the Professional. An amazing film. Pretty much great concept about this hitman who lives in this apartment block, and his neighbours are this family who end up getting slaughtered by the police, and the only survivor being Matilda, played by a very young Natalie Portman. She kind of knows a little bit about Leon. She recognises him but doesn't know exactly what he does, so to try and avoid being killed by the police herself, she ends up knocking on her door, and he ends up taking her under her wing and how to be an assassin. And the two of them just have amazing chemistry in this film. It's borderline uncomfortable at some times, but overall I can look past that and just enjoy the film for what it is. It's got some amazing action. The ending of this movie as well, how he escapes, kind of reminds me a little bit of Silence of the Lambs, but yeah, it's still really great. Gary Oldman as the villain, superb as well. Jean Reno is great as the title character as well, Leon. Yeah, just a fantastic action movie, really awesome. Great soundtrack as well, some awesome songs in there by Sting. Yeah, really awesome, fun action movie, this one. So yeah, that is my next pick, Leon the Professional. So coming in at number 5 for me, we have a movie by the Farley brothers, and it's the third Jim Carrey film on this list, and it is Dumb and Dumber. One of the funniest movies I remember watching growing up as a kid. I would watch this on repeat. I just absolutely loved it as a kid, and I love it as an adult as well. The jokes still work for me. It's hilarious. The dim-wittedness of Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey just work together just so well. They're just so stupid how they miss such obvious things. It's borderline frustrating, but I just still really enjoy it. I just have an absolute blast with them. The two of them have amazing chemistry. They just interfere with this ransom payment that supposed to go down, and it just causes so many more problems. It's great. It's fun. It's one of the best road trip movies as well. I absolutely love it. When they find the money and they start spending it, it's hilarious. Yeah, just absolutely enjoy this one. So funny, such a great time, and so entertaining. So yeah, that is my number 5 pick, Dumb and Dumber. So coming up at number 4 for me is another movie by Disney, and yeah, it is The Lion King. This one really injected new life into Disney at the time. I think the movies weren't the best, and they were up on the rise with movies like Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin. This one was an absolute financial juggernaut for them. The Disney were back at this point. And yeah, it was when Disney were good, in my opinion, as opposed to today. But yeah, I just love this movie. I love the animation of it. I love the voice cast. I love the story. It's the story of this cub, Simba, who just wants to be king. And he just learns about life on the way, and his father's tragically killed. He ends up running away, being tricked by his uncle, and sort of rediscovering who he's meant to be. And it's just a great film. I absolutely love it. It's got some great messages and themes to it. The animation is stellar. The songs in the movie, I think some of them are great, some of them aren't. But yeah, I just really have a great time with this one. Second movie, I think I went to see at the cinema when I was young as well. So yeah, holds a special place in my heart, this movie. So coming in at number 4, we have The Lion King. So that leaves us with 3 places left. All 3 of these movies for me are pretty much 10 out of 10 movies. It was really hard deciding this part of the list because they just really all work for me. They're all great. But yeah, any one of these could have been number 1. But coming in at 3rd place for me, taking the bronze medal, is Robert Zemeckis' Forrest Gump. Yeah, just a perfectly paced, perfectly acted movie. Absolutely love this one. I know some people may have some issues with some of the characters in this film, but for me it really works. It's just another one of those movies where the pacing of it is brilliant. Each scene is so entertaining, and the way the movie is just on the move constantly is great. So many fun sequences, so many fun scenes. Forrest Gump is just always this character who's always sort of in the right place at the right time for certain things, and it just leads to some great humor in the movie. And I just absolutely love it. Tom Hanks kills it as Forrest Gump. Sally Field kills it as his mother. Yeah, it's just a really, really great movie. Best picture, best actor. Yeah, there's 2 on the bounce for Tom Hanks as well because he won the year before for Philadelphia. But yeah, Forrest Gump's definitely for me one of his, if not his best performance. Yeah, just absolutely love this film. It's phenomenal. So yeah, that is my number 3 pick, taking the bronze medal, Forrest Gump. So coming in at number 2 for me, we have Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. Yeah, I'd heard so much about this film before going into watching it, and then when I finally got around seeing it for the first time, I was blown away. I wanted to watch it again. Yeah, it was just phenomenal. So well written, in my opinion. Changing the conventional rules of storytelling with its, breaking up and changing that linear structure is just phenomenal, and it really works. It's done so well. It's one of those movies where you can't really pause it and come back to it. You have to watch it in its entirety to take in the full picture. It's just phenomenal. I enjoy the first part of the movie more than any other part of the movie, but yeah, it's phenomenal for me. It's just so well written. It makes you want to have a cheeseburger in a couple of scenes, but yeah, so well acted. Brilliant film from Tarantino. Absolutely love this one. So yeah, if you've not seen Pulp Fiction, I think you'll have a blast with it for the first time. So yeah, taking the silver medal for me is Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. So coming in at number 1 for me, guys, is of course Frank Darabont's The Shawshank Redemption. Absolutely incredible film. This one for me. Great story about just never giving up on hope. One of the best prison movies ever made. Just absolutely fantastic. Everything about this movie is just executed to perfection, in my opinion. The cast, the acting, the direction, the look of the movie, it looks absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, just this great story of friendship, and yeah, it's just an absolutely fantastic movie. Everyone who's seen it absolutely loves it, and yeah, it's just great. It's just such a home run of a film. It's just, yeah, it's number one for me just because I loved it from the first time I watched it, and I just have an absolutely brilliant time with this film. Yeah, there isn't much wrong with it. Time hasn't dented it, in my opinion. It's just a phenomenal movie. If you've not seen it, check it out. It's great. Yeah, just as close to perfection as you can get. Characters you root for, villains you love to hate. Yeah, just a fantastic all-round movie for me. So that is my number one pick from 1994, The Shawshank Redemption. So yeah, that is it, guys. Those are my top 15 favourite movies from the year 1994. Gonna leave the video there and say thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.